Hey, I'm Lura, 28 years old and thriving in my marketing career. But when it comes to my personal life, things are a lot messier. 5 years ago, my dad, Robert, remarried Linda, and suddenly I had two step-siblings, Jake, 30, and Megan, 26. Let's just say we're far from the Brady Bunch. Now it's Christmas time, and while I should be feeling festive, I'm anything but. My mom, Elizabeth, is in the hospital battling cancer. She's my rock, my best friend, and the thought of losing her is tearing me apart. I'm determined to make this Christmas special for her, even if it means balancing work and constant hospital visits. I walk into the office, but my mind is already at the hospital. Tom, a coworker of mine, catches my eye. Rough night, Lura. Is it that obvious? I force a smile. Your third coffee gave it away. How's your mom? I sigh. Not great, but I'm planning a surprise for her this Christmas. Tom nods sympathetically. Anything I can do? Actually, yeah. Could you cover for me this afternoon? I need to finish that big project and then head to the hospital. You got it, boss lady, he says with a grin. I bury myself in work, ignoring the buzzing of my phone. It's probably Jake or Megan with another update on mom. They live closer to the hospital, so they've been the ones keeping me in the loop. I should be grateful, but something about their constant updates always makes me feel uneasy. As I'm wrapping up, my phone buzzes again. It's Jake. Hey sis, they moved mom to a different hospital for specialized treatment. Here's the new address. I frown. Why didn't they tell me sooner? I pack up quickly, rushing out and nearly running into Linda in the hallway. Lura, I was just coming to find you, she says, her voice sweet but dripping with something that doesn't sit right with me. Sorry, Linda, I've got to run. Mom's been moved to a new hospital. Her face falls slightly. Oh, I see. Well, don't forget about our family dinner tonight. Your father's really looking forward to it. I'll be there if I can, I say, already heading toward the elevator. But mom comes first. I arrive at the new address, a sleek, modern medical center I've never seen before. Approaching the receptionist, I try to keep my voice steady. Hi, I'm here to see Elizabeth Thompson. She was transferred here today. The receptionist types something into her computer, then looks up, shaking her head. I'm sorry, but we don't have any patient by that name. My heart sinks. That can't be right. My brother said she was moved here for specialized treatment. I'll double check with admissions, but I'm certain we haven't had anyone by that name admitted today. As she makes the call, I dial Jake's number. It goes straight to voicemail. Same with Megan. Panic starts to set in. Did they lie to me? Why would they send me to the wrong hospital? I race back to my car, tears blurring my vision. How could they do this? Why would they keep me from my mom, especially now? As I speed toward the real hospital, I make a silent vow. This betrayal won't go unanswered. Slamming my car door shut, I rush toward the entrance, the icy wind biting at my face. Panic and rage fuel my every step. How could Jake and Megan be so cruel? The automatic doors slide open, and I'm hit with that sterile, antiseptic hospital smell. The reception area is quiet as I approach the desk, barely holding it together. Please tell me Elizabeth Thompson is here, I say, my voice trembling. The nurse types into her computer, then nods. Yes, she's in room 34, but visiting hours are over. Before she can finish, I'm already halfway to the elevator. I check my phone again, still nothing from Jake or Megan. The elevator ride feels endless and exhaustion hits me like a tidal wave. How did everything go so wrong? I was supposed to be here hours ago, surprising mom with her favorite Christmas treats and a soft blanket I bought for her. When I reach her room, I pause. Through the small window, I can see her sleeping, looking so small and fragile. I take a deep breath and quietly step inside. Mom, I whisper, taking her cold hand in mine. I'm so sorry. I'm here now. Suddenly, I hear voices outside the door. Two nurses speaking in hushed tones. Poor thing, one says. She was so upset earlier, kept asking if her daughter had called. I know, the other replies. It broke my heart. How could anyone abandon their mother on Christmas Eve? Their words stab into me. I didn't abandon her. I was tricked, manipulated by the very people I should have been able to trust. Tears stream down my face. I sit by her side, holding her hand, whispering apologies she can't hear. As the first light of Christmas morning filters through the window, I make a silent vow. Jake and Megan won't get away with this. Around 7 a.m., Mom stirs. Her eyes flutter open, and when she sees me, her face lights up with joy. Lura, you're here. I force a smile, my heart breaking. Of course, Mom. Merry Christmas. I'm so sorry I'm late. She squeezes my hand, her grip weak. I thought you weren't coming. I would never abandon you, Mom. There was a mix-up with the hospital, but I'm here now. I'm not going anywhere. As I explain what happened, I see the hurt in her eyes. It kills me that she spent even a moment thinking I've forgotten her. Oh, sweetheart, she whispers, touching my cheek. It's not your fault. I'm just glad you're here. Her forgiveness only fuels my anger toward Jake and Megan. How dare they hurt her like this? How dare they try to come between us? Lura? Mom's voice snaps me back to reality. Is everything okay? I paste on another fake smile. Everything's fine, Mom. Just some work stuff. Let's focus on us, okay? I've got some presents for you. As I pull out the gifts I'd so carefully chosen, my mind is already racing, planning my next move. Jake and Megan thought they could mess with me, mess with us. They have no idea what's coming. The weeks following Christmas blur into endless hospital visits and sleepless nights. Mom's getting weaker, and I'm spending every spare moment by her side. But beneath my exhaustion, a fire burns. I'm done being the victim. I start small. I keep a meticulous log of every interaction with Jake and Megan. Their lies, their manipulations. It's all going down. But it's not enough. I need more. One night, after leaving the hospital, I run into Michael, an old college friend who's now a detective. We grab coffee, and before I know it, everything pours out of me. Jesus, Lura, Michael says, shaking his head. That's messed up. Have you thought about taking legal action? I sigh. I've thought about it, but it's not that simple. It's my word against theirs. Michael leans in, his voice low. Look, I shouldn't be telling you this, but if you want to build a case, you need hard evidence. Bank statements, emails, anything that shows a pattern. His words stick with me. The next day, I take a leave of absence from work to care for Mom. It's not a lie, but it's not the whole truth either. With my newfound free time, I dig deeper into Jake and Megan's lives. It's amazing what you can find when you start looking. Jake's social media is full of casino check-ins, while Megan flaunts her lavish shopping sprees. Where's all this money coming from? As I gather evidence, doubt creeps in. Am I going too far? But then I remember Mom's face on Christmas morning, the hurt in her eyes. My resolve hardens. No, I'm not going too far. I'm just getting started. It all comes to a head at a family dinner. Dad and Linda, as usual, are clueless, but Jake and Megan, they're in rare form. So, Lura, Jake smirks. How's work? Still climbing that corporate ladder. I force a smile. It's fine, Jake. How's the family business? He falters just for a second before recovering. Never better. Dad's thinking of making me partners soon, right, Dad? Dad beams with pride. If only he knew. Megan, ever the instigator, chimes in. And how's Elizabeth doing? Still hanging in there. The casual cruelty in her tone makes my blood boil. She's fighting, I say through gritted teeth. Not that you'd know, since you never visit. Megan scoffs. Well, some of us have actual jobs to do, Lura. I'm on the verge of losing it when my phone buzzes. It's Michael. Got something big. Meet me ASAP. Later, in a dimly lit coffee shop, Michael slides a folder across the table. You're not going to believe this, he says. Jake's been embezzling from your dad's company for months, and Megan, she's been stealing drugs from the hospital and selling them. Serious felonies. I flip through the documents, my hands shaking. This is it. This is everything I need to take them down. Lura, Michael says softly, are you sure you want to do this? Once you start, there's no going back. I think about Mom, lying in that hospital bed, getting weaker every day. I think about all the lies, the manipulation, the pain Jake and Megan have caused. And I think about Christmas Eve, alone, scared, and betrayed in a strange hospital. I'm sure. I say, my voice steady. They've had this coming for a long time. The game is on, and this time, I'm making the rules. The day I set my plan in motion feels surreal. With shaking hands, I send anonymous tips, one to the hospital about Megan's drug theft, another to Dad's company about Jake's embezzlement. It's like lighting a fuse and waiting for the explosion, but I can't focus on that now. Mom's condition is deteriorating rapidly, and I'm spending every moment by her side. One afternoon, as I'm reading to her, she squeezes my hand weakly. "Lura, honey," she whispers, her voice fragile. "I need you to promise me something." I lean in close. "Anything, Mom. Don't let this anger consume you. You're better than that." I feel tears welling up. Does she know? How could she? "I don't know what you mean, Mom." She smiles softly, knowingly. "Yes, you do. Just remember, the best revenge is living well." Before I can respond, her eyes flutter closed. The heart monitor flatlines, and just like that, she's gone. I collapse onto her, sobbing, as the nurses rush in. In that moment, all thoughts of revenge vanish. I just want my mom back. The next few days pass in a blur. I'm numb as I plan the funeral, going through the motions. When the day arrives, the church is packed. I stand stoically, accepting condolences, my eyes fixed on the casket, my heart shattered. Suddenly, there's a commotion at the back of the church. 2 police officers enter, heading straight for Jake and Megan. "Jacob and Megan Thompson, you're under arrest," one officer announces loudly, "for embezzlement and drug trafficking, respectively." The church erupts in shocked whispers. Jake and Megan protest, their faces a mix of rage and disbelief as they're handcuffed. I catch Jake's eye, and in that moment, he knows. His face contorts with fury. "You," he snarls. "You did this on the day of your mother's funeral, you heartless." His words cut off as the officers drag them away. The truth comes pouring out. Jake's gambling, Megan's drug dealing, everything. I watch as Dad and Linda's perfect family crumbles around them, their world shattered. But instead of triumph, I feel empty. This was supposed to be my moment of victory, but all I feel is exhaustion. Mom's words echo in my mind. The best revenge is living well. Weeks pass. Jake's trial ends in a guilty verdict, and he's sentenced to prison. Megan loses her nursing license and faces her own legal battles. Dad and Linda are left devastated, struggling to come to terms with the truth. As the dust settles, I realize Mom was right. Living well is the best revenge. In her name, I start a foundation to support cancer patients and their families. With each person we help, I feel a little piece of my heart heal. A year later, I stand at Mom's grave, placing fresh flowers on the headstone. I've just come from a board meeting for the foundation. It's thriving, and my career is back on track. "We did it, Mom," I whisper. "The truth came out, but you were right. Living well, that's the real victory." As I turn to leave, a sense of peace washes over me. I glance back at the gravestone, the weight of revenge lifted. "I love you, Mom. Thanks for teaching me the most important lesson of all." Now, I know that no matter how dark things get, the truth always finds a way to shine through. What about you? If you were in Lura's position, do you think her actions were justified, or did she go too far in her pursuit of justice? Share your thoughts in the comments below.